Welcome team. I am today going to discuss about what we do at Nexus. So, this presentation is going to be very interesting because I have seen that more often than not, we are not aware of what the company does in totality. So, I'm going to touch upon a lot of points today about what the company really does. And this discussion is going to help you ask me further questions on anything that you think you can discuss or you would like to share with the customer so that he knows what we offer and the customers are able to take maximum benefit of our relationship with them. So please go through this video along with me, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. We can also have a discussion later over any questions that you have. And the objective, as I said, is to understand what Nexus does, understand our philosophy, understand our competence, and we should be able to communicate that to our customers and other stakeholders if it is required. So okay, I'll start the presentation, and let us discuss about what Nexus is. So we were established in 2009. We are a company which primarily deals in test and measurement solutions on a turnkey basis. So since a lot of our customers focus on their own requirements and own targets, we help them to take away their stress and do the test and measurement solution by ourselves. So this helps them focus their energy on what they know best to do and take away all the stress and all the requirement of expertise from the test system. Our uh, fields where we work are defense, automotive, consumer electronics, and civil research. Moving forward, what we do, we make systems over data acquisition. So we are all aware of what data acquisition is, and we know that no data acquisition is complete without sensors, whether that sensor is a general pressure sensor to whether it's an electrical sensor or something very specific, some nuclear sensor or anything. So we work extensively with sensors. Using the sensors and actuators, we give complete ATE solutions. So those ATE solutions are based on the software that we develop, and those ATE solutions are customized to our customers' requirements. So each ATE solution is unique and helps our customer solve their unique testing requirements. Since our systems are unique and since our systems are intricate and some of the systems are also very crucial for their manufacturing and quality inspection needs, they would also like to keep themselves aware of how to maintain the systems. So in this regard, we provide trainings and we also provide hardware and software trainings to our customers so that they are able to maintain and manage their systems. Along with that, we work on a lot of protocols. Lin CAN is for automotive. Then we have some protocols like SPI, I2C, and a lot of other protocols that keep on coming from time to time. So we have solutions for all the standard protocols that are available. In case some scientist or a designer is looking to develop his own protocol, his own custom protocol, we can help them using FPGA to develop those protocols. Of course, we work on the software development part of it. We have a very good team on software development. So we give extensive softwares on data acquisition, analysis, data logging, uh, and post data analysis. So all those things are pretty much possible with us. And the good thing about our software is that this is tailor-made solution to a customer need. So we do exactly what the system requires or what the customer need is. We do data logging and monitoring. Of course, we leverage the memory of the processing unit, and we can have systems where we can log data for hours. We can log data for years, and even for an ATE, we can log the test results in a computer. Of course, with the advent of internet and central servers, there is no limit to how much data we can save. Also, we can have certain sort of solutions where, based on how the data is, we decide in real time or whether to log it or not. So data monitoring, there's a lot of flexibility that comes in with our solutions. Now, when we are acquiring data, some of the data is over the wire, some of that could be over wireless. So we do a lot of wireless solutions where there's a lot of flexibility that comes in terms of uh, placing the data acquisition device. So we've got a huge range of wireless data acquisition systems which can be used for the specific applications. Moving forward, apart from the data acquisition systems, there are certain instruments which are very specific or which do a very something very specific in terms of application. So, and these instruments do not belong to a single organization. There could be many OEMs which might make different instruments, and they're especially used in making ATEs. So we have a good command over instrument control over the popular buses. So while making an ATE, we can control a lot of ATEs together and a lot of instruments together to make them work in tandem and be able to provide a complete solution. We have been moving into RF. We have done a lot of solution. We have done a couple of solutions for target simulator. We have done some solutions for radar testing. We have also done solutions for other RF based interrogators, and we have a team of engineers who can work on embedded RF. And this is one of the fields where we are actively moving forward and seeking out new projects and seeking out new learnings. So RF is the way ahead for us. OEM principles I'm going to talk about in some time because we have a number of OEMs and I will talk about what they actually do. Okay, so I'm going to move to data acquisition, and this is just a basic architecture of what the data acquisition is. So I'm going to use this architecture to touch upon each part of the scheme and let you know of what we do in that. So the first thing that we come upon is the sensors. So we've got a huge variety of sensors that come along, and the good part of working with Nexus is that we have the experience of choosing the right sensor and asking the right questions to the customer while he's choosing a sensor. Because while choosing a sensor, it might happen that we only look at a few specs and decide a sensor, but depending on the other environmental conditions or another test conditions, we have to look at certain other specs while choosing the correct sensor. So that's where our expertise comes in, because we are able to choose the right sensor for a particular application. We can help our customers do that too. We've got a huge range of sensors, and I mean, what I can say is that if there is something which can be connected to a data acquisition, we will have an offering for that. So I'll just move on to a few of them, like the temperature sensor. We've got three OEMs. One is a company called Thermosensors from Germany. I know them personally. They make very good thermocouples. Second is a company called Omega. They are also good in temperature. Third is a company called Vika. Vika also does very good large size thermocouples and can deliver over in a short amount of time. Strain gauges, we have strain gauges from HBM, Showa Japan, ATI, Syscon makes load cells. So from very high accuracy from things like HBM to cost effective solutions from Syscom, we have it all covered. Accelerometers used everywhere. We have collaboration with MMF instruments. They are based out of Germany. Also, there's PCB. If the customer is very adamant or is very specific to PCB, we can definitely give PCB also in our solutions. LVDTs or linear displacement transducers we can give from Jeffron or HBM as and when it is required. Flow meters, again from very small flow to really big flow, depending on the application and the accuracy. We have given flow meters to a good number of customers in automotive and in process control. So we have a good choice of the right flow meter. Talking about pressure sensors, again, if you talk about pressure sensors from piezoelectric with high dynamic pressure measurement to static high precision measurement. We have pressure sensors for dynamic pressure as well as static pressure. So plus there is capacitive and inductive. So if there's any pressure measurement requirement, we will find a solution. Uh, we have Keller and Q-Lite, which we normally supply, but as per the requirement, we can supply others also. Now let's move to the evolution of tests. So if you look at evolution of tests, imagine somebody using multimeter and doing a very primitive kind of a test, to somebody doing it in an automative way, to writing codes, and later on these codes can also become smarter because with each iteration we can become smarter based on the test results we took from the last test. So we can devise solutions which become smarter over a period of time, and our tests can also become smarter over a period of time. Okay, so let's just talk about how we develop systems and what is our philosophy behind test systems. So the very important thing about our test systems is, is flexibility, reliability, uh, portability, and expandability. So if you look at these two systems, they look very similar. One is a semiconductor testing solution, which is used in the semiconductor industry, and the other one is a mobile phone testing solution, which is used by the likes of Samsung and the others. Uh, they look very similar, and but they still perform very different applications. So, what do you think is there is a major difference of how the similar looking hardware is able to perform entirely different applications? This is one of the hint. You can see that the software is different. So essentially, in our application, it's the software which is the instrument, and this is one of the most powerful tool that we have. So we can use any general purpose hardware which is a fit for the application in terms of specs, and then we can use our software to make sure that that application requirement is totally met. Along with that, we do vision. Vision is something where we can supply the cameras, we can supply the lights, we can supply the lenses, which is also a part of data acquisition. We call it image acquisition. Talking about lane and can interface, lane and can is a standard in automotive. We use lane and can in ECU testing. We use it in as we are moving towards EV. There's a lot of research over bus communication inside of EV. So we have a very good portfolio of products and solutions for testing of different parts of a car, whether it's air conditioning, lights, interlocking system, ABS, air brake, uh, anything of the sort that is there in an automotive, online and can, we have solutions for them. Okay, coming back to the fields and the industry that we serve automotive, consumer electronics, defense electronics, and research. So if you talk about automotive, if you look at a car, there are so many components in a car, and when you buy a car, you can never imagine any part going wrong. Imagine brake failing while the car is running at high speed. Can't afford that. So the automotive industry also understands that. So there's a thorough testing before such products come into the market. So what we do is we develop and deliver test solutions so that the components that are used in an automotive are safe, which in turn make the riders safe and comfortable. We've done a number of solutions. This is not an exhaustive list, but from engine testing to fuse box testing to link and communication, assembly lines, and a lot of things. So, I mean, what I can say is if there's something in test, uh, we have solutions for it. We have done work for railways, RDSO, we have given them loggers. We have also worked with a lot of other organizations. One of the examples of test automation and a control system is a tie rod endurance testing system. This is a system which works in three axes. It's a motion controlled robotic system, which we have developed some years back. It's based on Compact Rio, and it's a 24 bar 7 system where there is motion in three directions. So there's a linear motion, there is a rotary motion, and then there is an articulation. So all of that is happening together, and that just shows the kind of competence that we have in machine building. Okay, the other automotive solution I want to talk about is the runout. So imagine a tire. So when a tire is running at a particular RPM, the tires might wobble. Imagine tires in good cars which are running at 120 or 150 kilometers per hour. A small wobble could also, hamper the riding experience. So we have given system which in real time calculate the runouts, both literal and radial, and give us an accuracy of 50 microns. And we have done that for C8, we have done that for a lot of other tire companies. Now let's talk about consumer electronics. So when you talk about consumer electronics, uh, one thing that's pretty certain is that the products keep on changing. You know, the specs keep on changing. A mobile phone 10 years back is not the same as it is before. It's now. Your anything that is electronic, even a fridge changes over some years. So for systems like these, where the product changes every in a period of time, a test solution should be capable to be able to change immediately, and that's one of the best part of our solutions because our solutions are scalable and upgradable. So we have done a lot of projects for consumer electronics like Philips, Samsung, LG, Panasonic, um, Luminous, we are all aware of, and a lot of other companies. So we have the capability of providing solutions which remain scalable and upgradable. Talking about inverter testing, I will not go much into it, but there are a lot of tests that happen into an inverter, which are basically AC tests, DC tests, battery test, and the likes. And we have given solutions to Excite, and recently we have given a number of solutions to Luminous. So we've got a very good understanding of how inverters work, and with the similar products like inverter are UPS and other devices which convert AC into DC. So any company which are working on such products would be benefited by our solutions. PV module tests, yes, we work with PV. We can do PV characterization. We worked with Bear earlier. We worked with other solar panel companies. And as the requirement for solar is increasing now, if there's a company which is working on PV tests or any other requirement in terms of solar, we'll be more than happy to be of assistance. Companies, organizations like NISE, they work on PV and other renewable energy sources, and they could be a good match for our offerings. Okay, now let's talk about defense electronics. And defense electronics is where we cannot share much with our customers because of the confidentiality that we have, and of course the solutions that we do are there for the safety of our country. But what we can say is that we do offer a lot of solutions in terms of intelligence, in terms of communication, RF, signal intelligence, missile systems, missile tracking systems, lasers, radars, so modular instruments, sensors, optical sensors. So, in terms of defense research and defense electronics, we are working with a lot of DRDO labs. We are working with BEL, we are working with HAL, and we are in a very good spot of providing good solutions and providing state of the art systems to our customers and help India become more independent in terms of technology and reduce dependence over other countries. RF target simulator is one of the examples that I want to talk about. Now, for any radar, when the radar is manufactured, we need to test it. We need to find out whether, if it is testing an aeroplane which is flying 400 kilometers away, whether it is actually 400, or is my radar showing the correct distance or not. Now, to test it, I cannot just fly a aeroplane 400 kilometers away. I need to get a system where I can do that testing at a much lower cost. So that's what our radar target simulator does. It works on the principle of Doppler and delay. So based on the Doppler and delay, which essentially means like the change in frequency and the change in the time when the signal comes back, the radar estimates or calculates the distance of a particular target. We have made RF system based on FPGA, which takes in that RF signal, puts a delay and Doppler onto it, and sends it back in real time in a very, very deterministic time format. This helps our customer to test his radars in the lab, test the corner cases, test all the requirements, and be sure that whatever he's producing is meets the specs. So saves him a lot of cost. This is how the systems look like. Imagine we replaced a big flying aeroplane with such a small system. So uh, it's amazing. Next, I want to talk about is the flight data recorder. Flight data recorder is, this orange thing is actually a black box. So what we do is, we test this black box by giving it certain signals and checking whether it is able to read them properly. So we use a digital communication to read the black box, which is called an FDR or a flight data recorder. And we keep on giving it a real world signal to test whether the readings taken by the FDR are within the range or not. The other things that we do in the flight data recorder is to communicate over ARINC 429. It's a avionics communication standard. Use analog outputs, discrete parameters, some frequency pulses, RS-232 communication, and some devices which are there on 485 or 422 telemetry. So a lot of communication protocols have been used in such systems. Talking about education and research, we work with data loggers, solutions, and some testing instruments. For academics, this is one of the research project that we did, which was about beam testing. So we used load cells, we used accelerometers, some laser displacement sensors, along with high-speed digitizers to understand how a crack is formed when a beam is hit uh, by a sudden impact. So this has been given in the academics when they use it more often than not to understand the concrete structures and the quality of their composition. Okay, trainings. So as I was talking about, we are providing trainings on LabVIEW software. If a company is looking at a training on the hardware and the software in totality, we do that. Training on general DAC and training on supplied systems. So also, if our customers want to take a certain examinations, we can help them uh, get results on that and be able to successfully clear those exams. Talking about our OEMs, so we have a number of OEMs who we work with. So on the sensor part, we have Roga, MMF, and Schmidt. On the hardware part, we have got NI, Zimmer, and Tollner. And on the software part, we've got LabVIEW software given by NI, and there's another software on SQC and SPC, and for calibration, which is called Gauge Pack, and they have another software called SQC Pack. This is given by PQ Systems, so we work with them also. So let me just first talk about Roga Instruments. So Roga Instruments it's a German company. I know the owner of the company personally. He's a good friend of mine, and he makes vibration systems. So he makes vibration measurement devices. He makes microphones. He makes data acquisition, and he also sources certain accelerometers. So he's got a big variety of sound and vibration solutions. And we can leverage LabVIEW to use that. He also has got microphone amplifiers, IP amplifiers. We've got a few in our office. We can use all of that together and be able to give solutions to our customer. Sometimes the customer wants only single channel of an accelerometer or a microphone. At that point of time, we might not have to buy a four channel card. We can just use a single channel analog card and put a microphone amplifier that Roga provides. There are certain other sensors which Roga Instruments give us, some 3D sensors, some triaxial sensors, some microphones and all. It's got a data logger up to 16 channels, which is good, very good for vibration measurements. So all that is available. Okay. Now let's move to NI. I think NI we are all aware of is a company in test and measurement. We use their products in data acquisition, embedded design, industrial control, automated test, and we use PXI, Compatrio, uh, and LabVIEW software. So by using LabVIEW software, we are able to acquire, analyze, and present the data. And there's a tight integration between the hardware and the software, which is uh, one very good thing about using an app. Okay, so the instrument platforms that we have are compact DAC, PXI, and PC based hardware, which could be either USB or a PCI or a PCI Express. Um, some of the hardware is also on Ethernet and wireless. So there's a broad spectrum of hardware that NI has to offer, and we use our software skills to develop solutions which rightly address a customer requirement. Uh, an example of such a system could be a calibration station where we can use different calibration grade equipment and calibrate any sensor or calibrate any other hardware. Talking about PQ systems, it's a little different from data acquisition, but they still work on data. So SQC Pack is made by a company called PQ Systems. They are based out of Ohio. I have met them. It's a small company which works specifically on statistical process control and calibration management. Uh, the software is mostly used by automotive companies as a part of their audit. So we've been a reseller of this software, and I have personally given some trainings over how to use the software. Moving forward to our offerings in power supply. So our offerings for power supply is from a company called Toilner, based out of Germany. Uh, so the best part about their power supplies is their high reliability. These power supplies don't go bad normally, and the other good thing about the power supply is a very good, very small response time in terms of current. So if there's a change in the load, the rise time or the fall time of these power supply is excellent. So because of which it is used in a lot of tests in automotive. They also have electronic switches which give which can switch a signal by a time accuracy of less than 500 nanoseconds. So that's pretty fast for some to source 100 amperes and connect and disconnect 100 amperes. So 500 nanoseconds, you're connecting 100 amperes and then you are shorting it. So that's a very unique product for automotive. Plus, they make arbitrary power supplies. We have sold a lot to the likes of Value and GE and few more. So these power supplies are being sold from time to time, and you might find a requirement where these come in handy. Okay. From power supply, let's move to power measurement. So we work with Zess Zimmer, again based out of Germany. They make excellent power meters, which are high precision, high speed, and leaders in some of the specifications. So if you look at Zess Zimmer based systems, they are modular. This is the backside of the system. It's a 7 channel LMG, and you can choose the slots. So there are three types of channels which are called A channel, B channel, and C channel. A channel is like the best channel that you can have in terms of accuracy and speed. But then they also have a channel called C channel and B channel. So B channel gives a little less accuracy, but uh, gives you a price advantage. After that, they have got 6C channel, which gives you very good accuracy around 50-60 hertz. So if somebody is working on transformer, C channel will be a good price to a good performance to price ratio it's going to give. Other than that, if whenever in doubt, buy the A channel. That's like the best channel that you can get. A channels are typically used by test labs. A channel is definitely used by calibration labs. And other than that, a lot of other power companies in the power sector use C channels also if they are working on the AC transmission or AC consumption. There are some accuracy specifications. I will not go much into it, but what we know is that this product is the best in the industry in terms of accuracy. They've got three variants. The LMG 671 is a 7 channel, then LMG 640 is 4 channel, and you have 610, which is a single channel. Talking about accelerometers, we have accelerometers from MMF. There's a wide variety of single axis, 3 axis, and other accelerometers, and they are pretty much at a good price than the existing PCB. And we've not been able to get a good traction on it till now, but I think these accelerometers have a good potential to come and capture some market in India. So yeah, these are the type of accelerometers that they provide, and we can go into them maybe at some other presentation. Okay, so now let's move on to Schmid Electronic. So Schmid Electronic is a Switzerland-based company, and they make something similar to a compact Rio. So this is what they do. They make ZSOM, which is essentially a FPGA and real-time based controller with IOs on top of it. So this is an alternative to compact Rio if you are only looking at analog channels, digital channels, outputs and inputs. So and with no signal conditioning on it. So these are like basic analog input. But the speed is good. You can make control applications on it. It can work 24/7, and it's got very high non-redundant control. Some of the specs, like it has 12 analog channels, which is at a good speed of 500 kilohertz. Got four analog outputs, some general purpose outputs, some digital inputs, and some digital outputs. Along with that, there's a lot of other digital protocols that are available. So, and the cost is also in a very sweet spot. So, if somebody is looking for machine automation and think that Compact Rio is costly, um, the machine builder can use ZSOM to solve his application. Coming back to what we do, we offer complete indigenization. We provide technology collaborations. We have prompt service and we provide extended support. I think that brings me to the end of this presentation. The one line that I really like about what we do is that our testing solutions are designed locally. It gives the customer the advantage of having their vendor available locally. But our systems help our customers to make their products which can compete globally. So it's a local company which help you become global, or which helps you compete globally. So that's the biggest value proposition that we offer to our customers. So with this, I come to the end of this presentation. Thank you all for listening. It's been my first presentation like this, so I look forward to your feedback. I look forward to understand where I'm going wrong, and I hope I'm able to uh, share with you something more about Nexus. and this is going to help you being to be more knowledgeable about what the organization does, and maybe help us connect with our customer more. So with this, I end this presentation, and I thank you all for your time. Thanks. Bye.